A lot of people have asked me that same question, whether or not wanting to be a pastor, how that interacts with me, being a rapper. I think it was a difficult decision for me to figure out how I can, feeling called to be a pastor, wanting to help people see how they can walk with God, wanting to help people to live the way that they made to live, and then thinking about my music. One of the things that was hard about that is doing music means I travel a lot. Going around doing music, it's hard because being a pastor involves me being in people's lives all the time. Like they think pastor, that's a dude who wears like a robe and talks in church language. And then a rapper is a dude maybe who I was talking about money and cars and women. And what I've seen is I can do my music and be me, who I am. I can love God. I can be a pastor and not be like the traditional pastor you might think. I can be a rapper and not be like the traditional rapper you might think. And that way I don't really fit in people's molds, but I love God, I love hip hop, and I think I can love God and love hip hop and do it in a good way. I think it's very hard to define me as an artist because I don't really fit into any of those traditional boxes. I'm definitely not a gangster. Never pretended to be a gangster. There's nothing gangster-like about me. But then at the same time, like when people hear Christian rap, which is not what I want to call myself because they think of something very different than what I do. People hear Christian rap, they think, oh, this is music that he makes just for Christians to listen to. So if that's not me, I shouldn't listen to it. So that's why I don't want to call myself that. I just want to say I'm a rapper. And if you listen to my music, it's going to be clear that I do love God. And I'm going to talk about God in my music. You might hear the name of Jesus in my music because I love Jesus. But I'm a rapper, man. I love hip hop. With Rise, I really wanted to, musically take a different direction. So I never want to give people the same album I've given them in the past. And so I'm real ambitious when it comes to the kind of music I want to make. I want to make the kind of music that nobody's making. So I'm not going to listen to the radio and be like, oh, that's hot right now. I want to make something like that. I want to be like my own kind of version of Kendrick, my own kind of version of Kanye. That's not me. I want to do something nobody's doing. And so there's a producer friend of mine, Gavi. We really worked together to kind of craft our own kind of unique sound. We kind of created our own kind of 2014 version of soul samples, kind of vocals. We tried to really push the limits production-wise, make it feel real epic. And then in terms of the message of the album, I want to encourage people not to waste their lives. I want us to live our lives the way we were made to live them. The album comes out October 27th. It's my 5th record. Very excited about it. I think it's my best record. There's a lot of stuff I've been trying to do over these. I think the thing about it being my 5th is with each one, I'm trying to get better. I want to be the best MC that I can possibly be. I love classic hip hop albums. They're joints that 10, 15, 20 years old I still love because they're good records. So I wanted to make a timeless album that you enjoy now and that you enjoy later. And in terms of the message of the album, I tried to, in lots of different ways, encourage people. Just because we're young, just because we're having fun, doesn't mean that we can't be serious about our lives. I want to encourage people to think. So there's a song called Lights On. It talks about how we're often lost and just kind of stumbling around through life. And it's about asking God basically to show us the way that we're supposed to live. There's a song called Insomniac. This basically saying, hey, I don't have no time to waste, only got a little bit of life. I want to live my life how I'm supposed to live it right now till it's over, ain't no sleep. That's a joint called Insomniac. And there are a lot of songs like that. I got a song to my kids on there. It's called Beautiful Life 2. I got 2 kids. My son makes a little cameo on it, saying some little baby babble stuff that nobody's gonna understand. But that's a special song to me, just talking about how important my kids are to me. I try to just have an album that's talking about all kind of different stuff in our lives. I feel like music has changed a lot. So if I go back and listen to even my first record from '06, the Southern hip hop was at a different place. So that's like when Southern hip hop was like really taking over. There was a little time period where every album had a Lil Jon beat on it. And claps and the beats were big, and crunk was big, and you hear some of that influence even in kind of my first record in '06, and you hear when Southern music felt a different kind of way. Right now I feel like one of the ways hip hop is changing is it's not like such a strong East Coast sound, such a strong Southern sound, such a strong West Coast sound. You listen to Kendrick and you hear Drake, and you hear Southern artists, you hear 2 Chainz, you hear stuff about the music that's kind of all blending together. I think Lecrae's success with Anomaly, I think, says something major. To those who are trying to figure out, are people willing to listen to a different kind of rapper? Do people only want to hear this kind of rapper who only talks about this? I think Anomaly says something different because it did so well. And what Lecrae is, he's being himself, he's being honest. He's talking about God, he's talking about faith. He's talking about issues in America, he's talking about issues with race. I mean, he's talking about life stuff. And I think that says that there are people who want to hear something different. That's why if someone asks me what I call myself, I'm not gonna say Christian rap, because what they think of when they hear Christian rap is something very different than what I do. They think of some Christian rap album they heard 10 years ago that was extremely corny. They don't think of somebody who loves hip hop and is also Christian and makes dope music. So that's why I don't want to put that barrier there, because then that means people ain't even gonna listen. But if you hear it, what I hope you hear is actually dope music. you know, we all got busy schedules, all got different stuff going on. I'm hopping on a couple of those dates with Lecrae for the Anomaly Tour. I'm on a couple in October, and we're trying to see, you know, what could happen next year with the whole crew. What's going on? This is your man, Trip Lee. Thank you for tuning in to BET.com.